Rise and shine, it's a brand new day. Ken and Ken take the stage, ready to play. Weekdays at 10, the cars on the scene. Coffee in hand, they're living the dream. Question in the voice, got the whole town awake. Bringing fire to the mic, make no mistake. Shows in the corner, spitting out facts. Dropping truth bombs, ain't holding back. Ken and Ken in the morning, feel the heat. From 10 a.m. CST, can take a seat. We live and loud, that break in the mind. Light up your speakers, crank up the sound. They're talking about life upside down. Opinions exploding like a sonic blast. In the studio, they're built to last. With passion and grit, they engage and ignite. Every single week, they're a force can't fight. From sports to politics,
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Ken and Ken in the Morning. Where the other Ken is, I'm not quite sure yet. I never. I'm terrible about checking. Nope, Ken's just running late. Hopefully he'll be here in a second. Hopefully we'll see Joe. And see, look, on cue. There's Joe. Good morning, Joe.
What's going on?
Well, you know, it's Thursday, which means Ken and I both survived our Wednesday show session. My God, Wednesdays are always so busy. We got football tonight, man. It's been good tonight. Who is tonight anyway? I'm so busy lately.
Speaking of, where is Kitty Ken?
I think he's just running a little late today. I didn't see a message from him. Falcons and Bucks tonight.
Falcons and what? Bucks?
Yeah, Bucks. So division game.
Bucks need this one.
Yeah, you know, with the Falcons, I'm surprised they haven't fired their head coach yet.
Maybe they're just waiting for the end of the season because I don't think he's going to be sticking around.
You know, I used to be like that until the Bears reversed course on Eberflus, right? I mean, because the Bears were like that. They never fired anyone. Head coaches during the season. They always waited on the year. You knew it was coming, but still, they didn't do it. You know, and then we changed course with Eberflus, and it seems like most teams do that. But Arthur Blank is a strange cat, man. Maybe you're right. Maybe he's waiting till the end of the season.
Well, and here's what I just thought is like maybe the end of the season in the sense like maybe he's not waiting till all the games are played, but like until the right before the last game, so jump on the new coaching search. You know, like he doesn't want to wait and do like the whole postseason interview process and all that stuff, and you know what I mean, that they do with their coaches where they come in, they talk about the season, they clear out their lockers, you know, they go on vacation. Like I could see him getting fired in the last 2 weeks of the season so that you can get that jump start on finding your new coach.
Fred, of course, reminding me to bring my mic closer. Thank you, Fred. Yeah, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Maybe, Joe. I mean, because they're not officially eliminated from contention yet either, right? I think they lose this week, they are. But it's. I guess the other piece of it. Oh, look! Oh, he looks asleep too.
No, I'm fucking hurting today.
You know, the other piece, Joe, is maybe when you look at the coaching candidates that are out there, maybe like if you're Arthur Blank and the GM, you're like, kind of needs to go, but what are the other options? I mean, does it really hurt us to let him stay the rest of the season? And like if there are any other better options, maybe we even let him stay for next year.
Who are you talking about?
Raheem Morris.
I'd say it massively is going to depend on how they do tonight. If they get their ass kicked right again, I can see the Falcons getting rid of them.
I mean, that's a thing though. We could have seen them get rid of them like last 2 or 3 or 4 weeks.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but you come to the math equation and look at. As fans, we never look at the full equation. We look at the basic stats. Oh, the team is 8-2 or 2-8. Oh, the passer rating is 56%, even though over 50% of the incomplete passes are throwaways. Oh, this quarterback has 10 interceptions. Unfortunately, 8 of them were directly caused by his receivers not doing the right thing, or the ball hitting him on the chest and bouncing, or the receiver was supposed to go right and they went left. Like, we don't look at that stuff. The GMs do, right? The stuff that we don't look at as fans, they kind of look at the situation. We don't look at the situation as fans mostly. Mostly we just go, here's the stat line. The guy sucks. The guy is great. Whatever. These guys, though, they deep dive it. They dig deeper. They peel that lemon back, or lemon, that onion back a lot more than we do. Yeah, it'd be hard to peel a lemon back. So I mean, you look at Raheem Morris. Okay, so let's peel the onion. Let's do some of that. What injuries have sidelined this team this year? Are there injury issues that we can point to and say, hey, look, they lost player X? Like, for instance, Chargers, you can say they lost 2 of their best offensive linemen, right? If let's say things are going south. So what can we look at? Do they have injury issues that we can say?
Yeah, Drake London's been hurt at several points this season. I mean, Michael Penix got hurt. Like,
yeah. I think the Michael Penix decent effect on the season, because I think that's what a lot of his struggles have been because of, is him playing injured. Because we have seen good games out of him this year. It's just very sporadic.
And Kirk Cousins, when he's been in, has not looked. Well, it looks like he's fallen off from even last year. I mean, maybe part of that's because he hasn't been playing regularly. I mean, that's always a part of it with the backups, right? I mean,
and that could also
part of it. Plus, he's at the end of the career. Plus, maybe the system. Plus, I mean, there's a lot of pluses.
I was going to say that could be a major reason why they went with Penix over it. Is it not just, they believe he's the future, but they see Kirk Cousins taking more of a step back, so this gap's getting a little wider.
Hey, who was JB talking about when he said they were booty cheeks?
He's
talking about Cousins.
Yes,
to complete a pass over 10 air yards.
But that's the other thing, though. Like, okay, what are the injury issues? What's the O-line been like? What's the receiving core issues been? We're just trying to see how Raheem Morris has a job if there's justification, right? Defensively, are there issues? Whether I mean, are they losing because they're a badly coached team with a bad scheme, or are they losing because of other factors that may not necessarily be the coach, right? Because, like, look at the yin to this yang, Stefanski. Like, no one's really saying, dude, Stefanski needs to go in Cleveland, or Cleveland is going to be the worst team ever. People are going, Stefanski's not a bad coach, and the fact that they're as competitive as they are is a testament to how good of a coach he is, because look how bad that GM has fucked that team up.
Ken, I personally agree with you, but I have seen a lot, and I mean a lot of people online.
There are fans out. Yeah, there are fans both ways, just like with, who do you draft at quarterback? There's always a split to some degree. But I mean, the difference is,
I'm honestly starting to see more of wanting to get rid of him than keep him.
With Cleveland's record being what it is, I mean, dude, we should have been hearing that in week 4 or 5, and we didn't, right? And now that we're week 15, the grumblings, of course, at the end of the season are always the loudest at the end. And fans come to the realization their season's almost over. But objectively, when we all look at Stefanski, we're like, yeah, no, that dude's been getting hosed by his GM. But now you look at Flores. Okay, can we say the same thing? Or not Flores, but Raheem Morris. Can we say the same thing about Raheem Morris in Atlanta? Because last year they said, well, they didn't do many favors by Cousins and Penix. They should have drafted something else at 9 if Cousins was going to be the guy, or not paid Cousins and drafted Penix. Or now the hindsight, well, they paid Cousins to mask that they're going after Penix. Okay, whatever. But is there a GM consideration with this guy that maybe has the GM hosed him?
I don't know, because there's too much talent on that team for me to say that the GM hosed him.
And I also, going back to Stefanski, I think the same is true for Stefanski. Like, I know that we're looking for a reason for why the Browns suck, but if you look at that roster, I can't look at that roster and say that he's getting hosed. Like, there's talent all over that roster, dude. Like, you have Quinshaw, your rookies are producing. You have Judkins, you have Carson Schlesinger, who you drafted in the second round. You got your first round pick was the defensive tackle last year, Mason Graham. Like, you have Jerry Judy. You have I think Njoku is their tight end, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
look at
Jerry Judy's not going to light the world on fire, but Jerry Judy is a
He's
decent
all
wide
right.
receiver.
Yeah.
Well, Moonscar, good to see you too. Moonscar, by the way, makes a good point. They're dead cap, 82 million in dead cap this year. So they've had their GM issues.
Yeah, you could look at the dead cap for sure, but a
There
lot
are
of that
some
is
GM
Deshaun
issues
Watson.
there. Like the way they've handled the quarterback position, the GM has kind of not. Maybe he's recovering. Maybe Shedeur Sanders in the fifth will be the saving grace for him, right? Because they ever since they did Baker dirty, they've had that position which was solid with Baker has not been solid since Baker. Maybe this will be the guy. I don't know. I mean, excuse me. I don't expect much out of Shedeur Sanders this week. I don't expect much out of him for the rest of the season. Maybe next year, but they have a defense. They just haven't had the offense. Even though they've had a couple decent skill players on offense, a tight end, receiver. They have a good running back they got this year. Finally started using. Remember, they had the whole Chubb thing beforehand.
Yep.
So, I mean, with Stefanski, if you're seeing what he's doing now with Shedeur, you're like, well, wait, let's keep this going. I don't think Stefanski's getting fired.
Yeah, I don't think he
we are
is
on
either.
YouTube, man hour.
I don't think
Go
he's
ahead.
getting fired either, or I don't think he should get fired. But I think at this point that it is kind of fair to start asking questions with how much talent is on that roster, why they're not winning games. I'm not pointing a finger at Stefanski, but I'm saying, like,
Right.
the questions need to be asked. Like, why are we not winning games? Is it an offensive coordinator thing, like a scheme thing? Defensively, they've been pretty good this year, right? Like they've held some really good teams to 10, 12 points. Like,
Yeah. No, in Man Hour, it's because this show we broadcast on the kneecap biting with the Motor City Lions. The
Yeah,
other
JB,
shows
go
are
ahead and
still
post
going
the
to the
link.
huddle.
Yeah, JB, go ahead and post the link, and also Moonscar if you want, just to give you multiple points of contact for us. Because you obviously found our Facebook. Let me give you. There's our Rumble coming up now. Boom. And JB's gonna post the kneecap biting with well, there you go, kneecap biting with smoking. JB, that's his username. That's weird the way.
Yeah.
Doing that lately.
Yeah, it's
But just if you put in the search bar kneecap biting with smoking Jeremy B.
No, what it is? Yeah, no, it's the kneecap biting with the Motor City Lions or something. Hold on, I'll bring up my phone so I get you the exact one.
He just posted it.
Oh, okay. There we go.
So there you go, Man Hour. You can get us both. No, Man Hour. So for both of us yesterday, Wednesday's marathon day for Ken and I. We each have like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shows that we're doing. So we got off late with JB last night. So that's just how we roll on Tuesdays and Wednesdays are long days. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, when we go back to this head coaching conundrum, though, like once again with Morris, it's like, Stefanski, you can look at some things, right, and say, okay, they've been some issue that the guy, but we all know he's a good coach. Raheem Morris, I mean, JB's like the dude's always been at. Like, okay, but then you go with Raheem Morris, like, okay, well, if we fire him, is there something better? Like, if we fire him, what's our plan? Like, what are our options? So, like, if you're Arthur Blank and the GM, and you're saying to yourself, you're like, what are the options? Like, if you look at what the options are with already 2 other vacancies out there, what are the options to do that? I mean, where are they? Like, who's that going to be the next head coach of the Atlanta Falcons? Like, who could even say, yeah, this guy's a possibility. That's the other thing they're looking at right now. Is this just a bad coaching carousel year? Last year was chock full of good head coaches. Look how 3 of them have winning records and are in the playoff hunt of the 5 or 16 that were hired, right? I mean, so what's their that would benefit him? Yeah, Jack Wagon. Good morning, brother.
Fucking man hour.
I got something you can bite, man hour.
So that I guess let's make that the next question. If you're gonna fire, if you're Atlanta, and you're gonna fire Morton, look, I think he should be fired. I think they've played terribly under him as coach the last 2 years. But who's gonna be?
That's a tough question. I mean, you could give a guy like gosh, why am I spazzing on his name now? The defensive coordinator for the Vikings, Flores. You could give Brian Flores a shot.
Flores won't do anything until his court case clears. So until that happens, like him and Gruden just nicks out of the conversation until their court cases are done. Right? I mean, we've been saying that for a year and a half now.
Oh, Ken definitely loves the Jack Wagon.
Yeah, I love that commercial with Arlie Remy. You know what the problem is? I love that commercial.
Yeah, man hour, I'm right there freaking with you.
I mean, dude, that's so true. I mean, the Bears though have been doing the build. I mean, the way Poles built it. I mean, they are or they're not. I don't think the GMs are as much as the fans are impatient. Like, I thought and the only GM I've ever seen really do this, and I have to go to baseball, is when, what's his name? Jed Hoyer was his replacement. We got our GM from the Red Sox. What was his name? Anywho, he came in day one, said this is a 5-year build plan, right? Like he said it day one. Like, don't expect the Cubs to be better right now. This is taking 5 years. And within 5 years, they won a World Series. I wish GMs would be like that too. And I think man-hour is right there.
Yeah, but I don't think the Falcons are in need of a complete rebuild. Like, they have talent. They're another team that has talent all over that roster. Like, you have Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson. Like,
oh,
but you know what the thing is though, Joe? Like, if you're going to be a new head coach next year, I feel sorry for you. You know why? Because you look at 3 teams with new head coaches of this year: Chicago, New England, and Jacksonville, and now your fan base expects that. They'll forget about the Jets, and they'll forget about the Saints with their new head coaches, because you have 3 head coaches, and they'll forget about Pete Carroll even. Half the head coaches are 9 wins or better right now, the new head coaches, right? Or 8 wins or better. I think, is that Jacksonville's at 8 or 9 wins? Still, they're all playoff. They're 3 playoff teams. So guess what? The 2 teams that need a coach, and then maybe especially Atlanta, because of what you said is true, they got some talent. They're going to be going, we expect you to be a playoff team next year.
Yeah, if you're saying a complete rebuild with like front office and coaching staff, that I am 100% for, because that's when you could see like how Ken was talking about these new head coaches go in and have the success here with the 9 wins and not end up like the Saints here that got 3 now?
3-4 wins for the Saints, right? The Jets have 2, and the Raiders have 2 or 3.
Man hour, why would you wish Mike McCarthy on Atlanta? Haven't they been through enough already?
Yeah, but I think, like McCarthy. But look at though, I don't blame man-hour for saying it, because what names are out there, right? I mean, yeah, McCarthy's out there, Spags, but isn't Spags like the heir apparent to the dynasty in Kansas City?
That's not a bad take, Yinzer. I actually was kind of thinking that same thing when we were talking about Stefanski. Like, if Stefanski did get fired, I think he would be a good fit for the Falcons with all that talent they have there on offense. Like, you know, and they, like he could work with Penix.
Robert Saleh.
Robert Saleh. Yeah, Saleh, he didn't have a good run with the Jets, but who does, right? Like, only Rex Ryan seems to be successful with the
And when we
Jets.
say
So,
that maybe Saleh is kind of hugely responsible for the way San Francisco's playing this year.
And yeah, Mike McCarthy is a Super Bowl winning head coach. And believe me, I thank the guy for bringing in the Super Bowl home with us, but his offense has gotten very stale. He had a little bit of spark with the Cowboys there, but that spark ran out real dry once it came playoff time, and he had to make adjustments.
JB, come on, man. You know better to make that argument. New ownership is never the answer. I mean, I know that's what we always say as fans. Oh, sell the team, sell the team, sell the team, and things will get better. They sell the team, the shit get better. I mean, the new owner always spends more money, but in the NFL, well, in other sports they do. In the NFL, everyone spends money. I don't know, just telling and you can't. I mean, well, you can't force the guy Arthur Blank to sell, but I mean, that's yeah, that's yeah. Because Bears fans wanted the McCaskies to sell, now they don't care. In fact, now they love the way George McCaskey's on the sideline, acting like a little kid fan, jumping around, pumping fists, and everything else. So
there you go, man. I could have the crappiest team, and every fan of that team could be begging me to sell. I'm still not selling it. As long as they're filling my pockets with that merchandise money, I'm staying right there.
They're the easy target too, because like it's like I said, go back to McCaskey. Oh, they need to sell, and now you got man, I love how McCaskey's like a fan on the sidelines, and I mean, come on, the ownership argument. I mean, the Cubs getting sold. Well, yeah, the Tribune was notoriously cheap, but because they never spent money. But in the NFL, they all spend money because they have to. They're mandated. So I mean, they do spend the money. It's a little different than say baseball or hockey. They do spend the money, but I mean that's the problem though, man. Like, who are you going to get in Atlanta?
that's the real problem, Ken. Like, I think you just hit the nail on the head. Like, I think I know where you're going with this. There's a very finite supply of quality head coaches available, and a lot of them are already signed to teams. Like, that's the problem. Is like, you can try out a new guy, but it's like, it's a crapshoot, like a first round draft pick, dude. Like, you can do all the due diligence you want, but
man hours they do. They may have that cap space, but there's a rule like you can get away with like 1 year of being a cheap ass. Yeah, but the next year the Pats have to spend money, or they're going to get fined because of the NFLPA.
Yeah, and they had to make that rule because of Green Bay's general manager Ted Thompson sitting on his ass for like 5-6 years in a row. Hey, I just want to make sure I go into the next year with the most cap space available. Why? You never use it.
Yeah, they do have, but there is a regulatory fee. And new ownership obviously is going to want to make a splash, and there's always that initial. But then 5 years later, like, look, after the Cubs won the World Series, 3 years later, like, what the hell are the Ricketts doing with the Cubs? What the hell? Why aren't we in another World Series? I mean, ownership's always the easy one to kind of take a little jab at.
Hey, man,
I mean, it goes back.
Man hour, for saying the Packers suck, you sure have been praising Jordan Love an awful lot.
But I mean, look at the Colts got new ownership with Irsay, right? The father dies, but not much change though with the way they run the team.
I think the daughter runs the team a hell of a lot better.
Fun quotes in the media anymore as you did with Jim Irsay, but the daughters are a little more reserved in their comments. But I mean, they're not. They're pretty involved, from my understanding.
They're not all jacked up on painkillers.
Yeah.
Like, there were the stories about Jim Irsay, you recall. Like, no, not to speak ill of the dead, but
if you're going to go defensive, Green Bay has a
hey, no, we don't. He likes to kick puppies and take candy from babies, push old ladies out of their wheelchairs. No team wants him as their head coach.
Like, honestly, I could see Hafley as the head coach, maybe if he wants to make that jump. He was head coach in college and then came to be a DC and done a good job for Green Bay. But the question is, do people want defensive-minded coaches? Because let's look at the head coaches that are doing well this year. Offensive. Well, Vrabel's defenses, isn't he?
Vrabel, yeah.
So there's one defense, the other one, the best. Yeah. Well, the Bears ownership isn't really as involved with that team, JB, anymore. I mean, they backed off a couple years ago, but I'm just saying that, like, you're not going to force them to sell. So fans say, we just need new owners. The owner's like, yeah, I don't care. I'm going to keep the team. I mean, unless you get done like the dude who owned the Clippers and you get caught doing some shit you shouldn't be doing or saying shit you shouldn't be saying, no one's forcing you to sell that team. So
In Manauer, I think with Flores, if he became a head coach, he would have to drop the lawsuit. So I don't know if he's going to try to be a head coach.
Well,
plus, I'm saying, like Gruden
and also
Flores.
with Flores, if he took a head coaching job, it basically shoots his lawsuit in the head. So
yeah,
like you might as well drop it at that point.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Go down to JB there because he's on the sideline because he's an owner and has the access pass to go down. He's actually been by the tunnel, technically not the sideline, but people have been saying like he's there jumping around like a kid, fist pumping, high-fiving players. That way, kind of like the Hunt family is at this point. This is how Bears ownership have kind of approached it. Be like the Hunt somewhat. He's a big cheerleader, but he's not making football decisions. So there you go. So I'm not double standard or anything because the involvement there isn't there. I'm just saying that it's a bad argument to say, well, just make them sell the team. You can't do that. I mean, and that doesn't. And the other thing is when you change ownership, that does not necessarily mean you're going to be better just because you sell the team. Sometimes you get that initial juice for the first year or two because there's that energy of a new owner, but then after that wears off, you're right back to where you were anyway. So it's like that's like a Band-Aid. Like the Commanders have new ownership. How good are they this year?
There's a lot of injuries the Commanders been dealing with.
I mean, and last year they overachieved. The year before that, when they got the new ownership, they were So I mean, new ownership, new blood makes fans happy, but in the greater scheme of things, overall, it doesn't necessarily translate. Wow. I mean,
Lord.
So
and you say I'm going to get us canceled.
Arthur Blank is not selling. Arthur Blank is not selling in Atlanta. So what's their coaching options if they get rid of Morris?
Try to poach a college coach. Try to poach a college coach.
Yeah.
Like for example, the head coach for Oregon. Oregon's been good for the last probably 5 or 6 years, dude. Like that might be a guy that you could consider. I don't know how well that Oregon offense will translate, but Bo Nix is in the NFL right now. Dante Moore is looking like he could go to the NFL right now. So, I mean, there's potentially, I don't know.
I mean,
I'm trying to think of college coaches that aren't firmly entrenched, like they're definitely not leaving, and I'm not even saying that the Oregon guy would leave. I'm just saying that could be one option.
The Oregon guy at OC though, I don't know, what say you went and got Hafley, good defensive DC right now, right? And I know Ken's like, no, he's not going to do it. But let's say he did, for sake of argument, Ken, and Ken's had a coronary and been revived, and had another coronary and revived him again because Hafley's gone. But say Hafley's now the head coach in Atlanta. Okay. Who's his OC?
I don't know. See, that's the thing is I wouldn't go with a defensive coach. I would go with an offensive coach.
I mean, that's the problem. That's and then even then you get him as you get an offensive coach. Remember last year for the Bears, I wasn't sold on Ben Johnson initially because I'm like, well, look, yeah, he's an offensive guy, but who's the DC going to be? So I was like, my caveat on Ben Johnson was, well, as long as he has a good DC, okay. Because remember, my caveat even on Vrabel was if the Bears were to hire Vrabel, he better have a good OC, right? So you've got to have this situation, I think, where no matter which way you go, the counterpart's got to be good too.
So Manauer, your argument is like kind of weak because there's the Nick Saban and there's like the Urban Meyer, right? But there's also the Jim Harbaughs and the Pete Carrolls. Like there have been college coaches that have come up and been successful.
It's a mixed bag.
It's a mixed bag. But that's what I'm trying to say is based on, are you going to take something from the current coaching pool in the NFL, or are you going to go outside the coaching pool and go try to find someone somewhere else? Like faced with what we have available at the moment, I would possibly consider going and looking at the college ranks. Like,
and I'll even add that change in ownership can be a mixed bag. It's like when the Jaguars switched ownership, they didn't see a huge jump up in success when Khan took over. You know, and switching ownership can be a mixed bag because it just kind of depends on what the previous owner's involvement was versus the new owner's involvement or perceived involvement. You know, are they football people? Are they not football people? Are they trying to be GMs too? Are they not? I mean, that's also a mixed bag. So, yeah, I mean, it just, once again, I mean, you can see the conundrum it is in Atlanta. So do you fire Raheem Morris now? Maybe see if your interim might be a guy for next year, you know, or do you wait to the end of the year, survey the map, see what's out there? If you don't see anyone that you don't think between your GM, your ownership, and your rest of your staff where you can say, hey, you know what? This is a guy who might be better for us. You just keep Raheem Morris until something better shows up.
He said Bill Belichick.
Yeah, Manauer, I could see the argument of the Falcons getting Bill Belichick, but I think there's absolutely no way in hell he becomes the head coach for the Jets after the debacle that happened there with him.
Yeah, no. But, well, I mean, the Jets are flush with draft picks. Like, I don't think that they're going to fire AG, though. I think AG will get at least another year. You know,
and
like
they're going to do that thing, Joe, maybe that you said teams are afraid of. Let him build. They should let AG build. If you're flush with draft picks, your quarterback situation is what it is. You have no offensive line on top of it. Let them build the team over the next 2 or 3 years. The team they had built, the Zach Wilson build, those guys are all gone now for all intents and purposes, right? So they've stripped it down. It's going to take 2 or 3 years to build. Let's see what AG does. Give AG, look, his defense has been pretty good without the guys they got rid of. They've actually, in some ways, been better in a strange way. At least it looked that way. I don't know if the stats bear that out. They kind of felt that way. You know, maybe you let AG build.
No,
I agree. Like, I think that, you know, if anybody can, you know, look at the Raiders for the past 25 years, hiring a coach, firing a coach, hiring a coach, firing a coach, and where that's got them. Like, I don't think it's really fair to hire a head coach and then fire him after 1 year when he hasn't had a chance to fully implement his vision, right? Like, you hire a head coach because they have a vision for the team, but then, like, when they're a third of the way into it, you fire them because it's not working out yet. Well, yeah, like, you have to wait and see what the vision actually comes out to, right? So I'm a believer in that.
Back in the day, didn't we give coaches at least minimum 3 to 4 years, maybe even 5 years to build their system in? I mean, it felt like back in the 70s and 80s, coaches, like, you would give them 4 or 5 years. And now it's like a year, maybe 2, maybe 3. But most of these guys, like, they don't even make it through the third. They get fired midway through the third year. Like, they don't make it through the third year. They get fired at some point in that year. I mean, it used to take a lot longer, right? I mean, and now you get just like with the quarterbacks, oh my God, look at this rookie year. The guy is the next big thing. Look at this coach. This rookie. I mean, look at Matt Nagy's first year as the head coach in Chicago. We won the division. What was Matt Nagy after that? Not that great of a head coach. I think we jump on these bandwagons so freaking fast. Like, it's like with the draft picks, with players, when they're with the draft, it's with these head coaches. You got to give them 3 to 4 years.
And honestly, I think the Jets are in a really enviable position for a lot of teams. Like, they're going to have a top 5 draft pick this year. plus the draft picks that they got for trading Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner, like I expect that the Jets will be a much better team next year if they can hit on a quarterback, because I don't think Justin Fields is going to be staying. They're going to probably be shopping for a quarterback. If they can hit on a decent quarterback, they're going to be in a good position.
Yeah, I think they should give AG a couple years to flesh that out. And I don't know, does Fields go to Atlanta, which is where he always wanted to go to begin with?
Wait, Manauer, you mean you don't want Matt Nagy to take over for your Chiefs as head coach?
Andy Reid's coming up on retirement at some point, right? What better year than a year they don't make the playoffs? Like if they don't get in this year, maybe Andy Reid's like, you know what, this is as good a time as ever to hang it up, right? You got 4 rings, like.
Man, but if he does that, doesn't Casey already have they kind of have the coach in waiting, or 2 of them at least?
Well, they have Spags, yeah.
Yeah, both Nagy and Spags have both been linked with that job as far as being handed that job when.
Yeah, Gruden ain't going anywhere till that lawsuit's done.
Yeah,
and of all the places, Kansas City, I don't.
The head coaching pool for next year, man, for the hot stove for head coaching is like, I understand why they haven't fired Raheem Morris. Maybe I mean, or maybe they're just going to wait till the end of the year. I mean, I'm surprised he still has a job. They've been absolutely terrible the last few years with him. I was trying to, we started this exercise and saying, well, maybe there's other factors that where you could maybe buy him a year, but yeah, they've had some injuries. But Drake London, like I said, he missed 3 games. They won one of them, so it wasn't just that London was out or this or that. Maybe they need to fire the head coach and the GM.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking? The offensive coordinator in Seattle, I don't even know who he is, but Seattle's offense this year, well, not just this year, but for the past couple of years has been pretty good. But look at what he's done with Darnold and JSN. Like, Seattle's been putting up points this year, dude. Like, I don't know. Like, if you're going to keep Raheem Morris, I might consider, well, it's a lateral move, so I don't know if they would take it.
It has to be promotion to steal.
Yeah, I don't know if I would. I mean, it might be worth a shot. I definitely think you should go with an offensive coach.
At this time last year, we had 3 or 4 names we already knew were going to be in that head coaching pool that people were already debating. This year, we've got 2 vacancies right now. We're talking about a 3rd one that should happen. And I'm sure, and after that, though, it's like, but we don't have the names this year. And then we've got a couple coaches, where teams aren't doing great that, Stefanski, Carroll, what's his name up there in Cincinnati, which people will just say, well, Burrow was hurt, so he gets a free pass this year. Okay, fine, whatever. We got those guys who, are they getting fired or are they staying?
Yeah, Pittsburgh, if they do end up missing the playoffs or again one and done, I could see them finally saying, you know what, enough's enough with Mike Tomlin. Even though I know they don't like to fire coaches and his contract's up next year, I could see it happening.
That would,
Manauer is saying that Harbaugh gets fired in Baltimore. I don't know.
Man,
maybe because he's been there a very long time.
Yeah.
And we've seen multiple times very good head coaches end up doing poorly.
I mean, if Harbaugh gets fired, I think he would get a job. If he wanted a job, he'd get a job right away.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen coaches' messages get stale multiple times over.
Yeah. Man. It's going to sound crazy, but if Mike Tomlin got fired, I would like to see him coach the Bengals, dude. No, I'm being dead serious.
I kind of get where you're going with that. Since they have such a high-powered offense and their defense has been their issue, and him being a defensive guy that's generally had good defenses his entire coaching career, I see where you're going with this, Joe.
What's his name for the Bengals? What's his name?
Zach, it's Zach something.
Yeah.
Zach Taylor.
Zach Taylor. I don't know if he gets fired, man, because they're going to say, look, even you look how they were very competitive without Burrow. I don't know if he gets fired, to be honest with you, and I don't know if
Maybe,
Stefanski.
but if you have a chance to go get Mike Tomlin, I think you fire Zach Taylor right now. Like, that's just my opinion. Like, because Tomlin, think about the last time Tomlin had a quarterback, right? Like, he won a Super Bowl with them, and they were in the playoffs every single year. Like, he's been in the playoffs without a quarterback, like,
And
so.
But if Tomlin or Harbaugh get fired, right? Because I was like, well, if Harbaugh gets fired, other coaches are going to get fired because that means all these teams are going to try to get him. Who knows if Harbaugh or Tomlin, if they get fired, might say, I'm taking a year off.
Oh, Mike Tomlin to the Raiders. It would depend on who his offensive coordinator choice was. Like, I would love to have him, but I want somebody like
Somebody that can develop a QB.
Somebody that can develop a quarterback. Exactly.
Yeah, I don't think he's saying. Man, I was not saying that Tomlin developed them.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm saying the last time he had a quarterback, in Ben Roethlisberger,
he didn't have to develop Burrow.
Yeah, I'm not. And that's why I'm saying, yeah, I'm not talking about Tomlin coming to the Bengals and developing Joe Burrow. I'm saying you take that already powerful offense, and then Mike Tomlin comes and straightens out that defense, and now all of a sudden you have a Super Bowl contender.
And Barry, thank you for saying that, because if we're already going, well, who the hell is Atlanta going to hire if they fire Raheem Morris? Maybe that's why they haven't fired him yet, because like, who the hell are we going to replace him with? There's no one there. Who's Pittsburgh going to replace Tomlin with?
I could see the Steelers going for, I can't remember exactly what the hell the guy's name is, but the defensive coordinator for the Panthers there.
Oh, you mean Halfley?
No, that's not the defensive coordinator for the Panthers.
No, that's what they go
for. That's the guy that you wish, beg, and pray was out of your division.
Oh my God, man, Howard, make it all one big post, man. 1,000 paper cuts here.
But Chip Kelly is not our offensive coordinator anymore. I don't think Mike Tomlin to the Raiders would necessarily. It doesn't have to be a bust, but like I said, it would depend a lot on him getting a good offensive coordinator. And Mike Tomlin hasn't been very good at picking offensive coordinators. He's stuck with that Canada dude for a long time. So that's the one thing, But I would love the attitude that he would bring. Like, he would bring a culture to the Raiders that I would be very happy about. But I just offensively, like, I would rather go with a coach that's going to develop our rookie quarterback.
After Tomlin being there 19 years, and let's say he got fired at the this year, after 19 years, I think he takes a year off.
He might.
And Harbaugh's been there since what?
Oh, God. What, like 07, 06, something like that?
About as long as Tomlin.
How long has Harbaugh been?
Yeah, but I don't think the Dolphins are going to fire him. But if we could get McDaniel.
Yeah, not with the way the Dolphins are bringing everybody to the rape cave recently.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the rape cave saved his job, dude. So, but I would love to have, especially, if he would be willing to be the offensive coordinator for Mike Tomlin. Oh my God, dude, that would be awesome.
So
obviously, Manauer doesn't like.
2008.
He doesn't like Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, Harbaugh's been there since 2008. I mean, a long time.
The way Manauer is talking, it seems like he doesn't think that Mike Tomlin is a good coach. Like, that's the way that I'm like getting it. Like, I don't know. Maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but Manauer, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But it sounds like you're saying Mike Tomlin is not a good coach, and I would have to disagree with you because he's literally maybe had one losing season in 19 seasons. Like,
he hasn't had a losing season ever.
He hasn't had a single losing season.
Yeah, I thought he had one. Like, I thought. No, not even a single.
But the rub on him is they're saying that the Super Bowl team wasn't his team. It was Cowher's team, and that he's never built a team. And
yeah, okay. Well, okay, but he's a highly overrated coach. Yet he has no losing seasons. How many head coaches go in there and wash out in 3 years? This dude has kept them relevant for 20 years.
I do think the Marvin Lewis one is a relatively fair comparison here.
That's the
Granted,
best argument made so far.
yeah. Granted, Mike Tomlin hasn't had fucking losing seasons, and I think is a slightly better coach. But Marvin Lewis, we saw him stick around a long ass time with the Bengals.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. To me, Tomlin is a good coach. Like he's got his limitations, right? Like he's not a quarterback whisperer. He's not an offensive coordinator. Like he's got his limitations, but
I wouldn't be against seeing that.
I mean, dude, how old is Belichick now? Is he like 90 years old?
That's the point that I was going to make there, is that, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Bill Belichick in Pittsburgh, but we know from the way Pittsburgh hires, they like to keep coaches for a long time. Bill Belichick, I don't know if he'll be on this planet for a long time.
Well, he's got that 25-year-old girlfriend to keep him young, so.
Look, that's the problem. Like if you're the Ravens, well, okay, we're going to fire Harbaugh. Who's out there to replace him? It's the same argument. I go back to Atlanta. I mean, I go with Atlanta. Who are you replace him? All of a sudden, we're talking like, oh, well, Harbaugh needs to be fired, and this guy needs to be fired. Like, dude, go back to Atlanta. Raheem Morris still isn't fired. Why? Because there's no one to replace these guys.
You want to know who you replace them with? The mystery box, because the temptation of that you could possibly get better it in their mind is better than playing it safe and keeping the guy you have.
Ravens, I'm like, if I get rid of Jim Harbaugh, who's been a phenomenal coach for us since 2008, do I take the mystery box to get rid of a proven, really good head coach who has a good culture and wins games? I don't know if they're that desperate.
Personally, I'm not getting rid of them this year. But if next year they have a season close to this one,
maybe this is like his hot seat year.
That's your thing too with Harbaugh. Like, this has been their worst season in a couple years, but you also look at how injured Baltimore was this year. The injuries they had, especially early, like their whole freaking starting defense was pretty much on the IR. I mean, so that gets taken into consideration too. Tomlin, look, if people wanted him gone last year, so like I understand him even a little bit more than Harbaugh. Tomlin, just you go 10 years going to playoffs and not win a playoff game. That's a better argument. Harbaugh gets you at least a playoff win. Tomlin hasn't got you a playoff win in over a decade. Well, not over, but a decade.
Yeah, but Tomlin also doesn't have Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, but he has the better. Well, no, the Ravens defense has been pretty good, but
yeah, that's my point. He doesn't have Lamar Jackson.
But then you go down though. That would be the reason why they get rid of Tomlin. The excuse, well, he doesn't want a playoff game. He's Marvin Lewis. Yeah, he's a good coach, but they can't win a playoff game. That's why Dallas coaches keep getting fired. They have good teams that can't win a playoff game, and they just fire the next Dallas coach.
I don't know, man. Lovie Smith, does he have a Super Bowl?
But Lovie
nobody
Smith,
brought him to one.
Yeah, he brought him to one, but that's my point.
That's a good argument though, because like Lovie Smith was his defenses were good, his offenses were terrible. The best offense he had as Bears head coach was the 06 team, and they were like 15th, 16th in the league overall, with Rex Grossman, who we watched him ruin Rex Grossman in the Super Bowl. Lovie Smith was a terrible offensive coach. His defenses were great though, but he never put together get the right OC. Because in his case, he was always he's dependent on an OC. He went with Mike Martz when people were like, oh my God, the greatest show on turf going to Chicago, but Mike Martz's offense didn't work in Chicago because they didn't have the personnel to run it. But Lovie Smith, that's a good argument, Steve. That's a good argument.
I also really liked Rex Grossman. I'm just throwing this out there. I know he wasn't like the most talented guy, but I liked Rex Grossman. I watched him all the way since his Florida days.
Hey, remember when we had Desmond Clark on the show, and we asked Desmond, who was your favorite quarterback you played with, and Desmond said, "Oh, Rex," and he even hesitated, right? And he said it with a smile, Rex Grossman. He just went there. He's like, "Yeah." I mean,
yeah. I don't know. It's going to be interesting, dude. Another person who I was just thinking about, like the Panthers' offensive coordinator this year has done a pretty good job of like look at the Panthers this year, how their run game has picked up. Like granted they got some receivers and so you're starting to see them have success there, but like I don't know.
And Josh, I'd agree with you with maybe for the Ravens and most likely for Pittsburgh, but I don't think so with the 49ers, with what the hell Shanahan's done with this team that's held together by duct tape, chewing gum and string.
Look, the Niners aren't looking to change head coach point yet. They're not the Tomlin point where it's like you're not winning playoff games. They're too closely removed from just being in the Super Bowl. They're still a super competitive team. And even with that, there's high turnover rate with players right now. I don't think, I mean, the rub on him was he can't win the big game. Let him win another Super Bowl and not win, and then maybe you have a better argument. Like, or 49ers fans like, look, he's been to how many Super Bowls and not been able to win? I think then you might have a better argument. Tomlin, he's the easiest of the three, right? No playoff wins in 10 years. That's the easiest of the three. Harbaugh, dude, this is his first down season he's had really with Baltimore. I think it's going to be harder. Not that change isn't possible or maybe needed in Baltimore, but once again, you go to what's available in the coaching trees out there and what's out there, and you have to figure, are we going to get better if we get rid of Harbaugh? I think Harbaugh, like maybe his seat gets warm, but I don't think he gets fired this year. It hasn't been that bad of a year. They're in the hunt to win the division still.
I was with you, man, hour all the way till you said the 49ers are winning the Super Bowl.
That's not a good reason to fire him.
It's
probably
not a wrong. I don't know. It's not a wrong reason either.
No, it's a wrong reason if there isn't a super stud offensive-minded head coach you can bring in there, and we don't have one that we can think of right now.
That just because we can't think of it doesn't mean that Baltimore hasn't been doing their due diligence.
I mean, I'll grant that, Ken, but I'm just saying, like, and I don't think the problem's necessarily been the coaching as much as their injuries and a lot of the other issues they've had.
Marcus Freeman to the Giants sounds interesting, but I don't want to see him leave Notre Dame. Like, Notre Dame was a really good team this year, and they got snubbed to get into the college football playoffs. But, I would like to see him stay there, try to win a national championship. Then if he wanted to move up, go for it,
Yeah, the coaching carousel will be interesting. But once again, tonight let's kick this off. We got, the Bucs need a win today. I think they get it over Atlanta. Atlanta, which kicked this whole coaching thing off, is like, how the hell is Raheem Morris still have a job in Atlanta? Does anyone think Atlanta pulls off an upset tonight? I mean, look, they just lost to the Saints. The Bucs.
Maybe because like you just said, the Bucs just lost to the Saints, and they have not looked great recently. So I wouldn't be shocked, but I also don't care.
Joe, what do you think about tonight's game?
I think if the Falcons win this game, there's a good chance the Bucs don't even make the playoffs. Like, this is a game for the Bucs you have to win. Like, you have to stack your wins going forward. You have to go into the playoffs with some kind of momentum behind you. This is basically the table is set for you. The Falcons are right now, they're in disarray, right? Like, there's speculation about their head coach
tonight, and the Bucs are pretty much done for the playoffs. What about their head coach?
It's too early to fire Liam Cohen, I think. Like, or not Liam Cohen. It's too early. Actually, it's not too early because the head coach is God, what's his name? Todd Bowles, right? Yeah. I mean, that's another one. I was thinking Liam Cohen, but it's not Liam Cohen. It's Todd Bowles, and he's been there a while. But the Bucks have been in the playoffs like pretty much every year since they got Brady. So, like, are you going to fire him for missing the playoffs 1 year? I mean, considering how the season started, that the argument for that would be
that with Baltimore. Baltimore's been going deep in the playoffs the last couple of years, and all of a sudden, because this year's a down year, oh yeah, Harbaugh's got to go. Well, yeah, why not? If we're going to let Harbaugh go, why not?
Yeah, but Harbaugh's also been there for a long ass time.
The criteria's the same. Oh, they might not make the playoffs this year. Fire him. Bulls might not make the playoffs this year. He's been there for what, 6-7 years? Fire him. Hell, we fire coaches after 1 year in this league. Right? I mean, all these arguments
will get another shot.
Hours making for like any other coach, you can cross apply the Bulls. Hell, he's already making the case. Like, oh, Bulls is carried by Brady and Baker. He's not a good head coach. Get rid of him. They don't make the playoffs. He's gone.
I mean, we've seen Todd Bowles' other head coaching experience, I guess we'd call it, and that didn't go great. And he's a damn good quarterback, so it's hard not to argue that he's being carried by them to a degree. It's just how far when can he prove that it's not that he's being carried by them? No,
I think that this is going to be a very interesting cannon to the Bucks. This is going to be a very interesting coaching carousel in this offseason. Look, at some good arguments, and I've tried to push back on a couple just so we have something to kind of go with today on some of these coaches. But I mean, do they get fired? Man, I think it goes back to when I said about with Raheem Morris. Like, if you're sitting there going, I don't have a better replacement even in mind to interview than the guy I've currently got.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like I've said it earlier this season, this next coaching class is nothing compared to last year's coaching class of guys you could hire, unless some big names start, shaking loose that makes sense, where people are like, oh yeah, especially when we're saying, well, they all have to be offensive-minded head coaches, offensive-minded head coaches. If that's the soup du jour, then some guys might not get fired that we think might get fired or maybe should get fired.
Yeah. You know who I would like to see the Raiders go out and get, like, not as a head coach, but as a quarterbacks coach, or maybe even an offensive coordinator, but probably quarterbacks coach to start because he doesn't have coaching experience. I would like the Raiders to go offer Rich Gannon whatever he wants to come be the quarterbacks coach and develop our new quarterback.
Yeah, I like Gannon as a quarterback. Or even Hostetler.
Dude, Gannon's mind for the game was what kept him able to play as long as he did and at the level he did. I wouldn't mind Carr being the quarterback's coach.
Yeah, go with Carr. Dude was the only guy smart enough to read John Gruden's playbook and understand it and implement it. I mean, go with Carr.
I wouldn't mind Carr either. Like, as a matter of fact, if I would go, like, try to get Gannon as my offensive coordinator maybe, and then have Carr be the quarterback's coach. Yeah. Actually, Rich Gannon was so good in the NFL. Like, did you not see that Raiders run when we were kicking the shit out of you guys all the time?
Anywho, we're out of time today. JB's up next to talk about some Lions football. Programming note, tomorrow morning, JB won't be following us. He's got some personal business to attend to. We will be here, hopefully not yawning as much because we're both tired. I woke up way too early today. That's my problem. Great conversation, guys. Enjoy the game tonight. If it is actually a good game, I don't know. But keep an eye on this coaching carousel. I mean, this is going to be an interesting story for the offseason. Because it's not like last year we had all these great candidates. We really have to kind of be pulling out of our brain, like, who are these candidates? And I think some guys might not get fired because of it. But we'll see. That's yet to be determined. There's still a couple weeks left in the season. Maybe some of these guys will save their job. I don't know. But until tomorrow, guys, enjoy the game. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great one, everyone.